Welcome back. Today we're going to run through the preacher curl, how I like to perform it, and how I get the most out of the exercise. The preacher curl can be performed with cables, dumbbells, or an easy curl bar. That's what I'm going to use in this video. The whole point of the exercise is to develop the biceps. Develop the biceps. Develop the biceps. To do so, we're going to try and keep our shoulders pinned down. So we should not be having your shoulders rise up and pin back and rise up and pin back every single repetition. You should be trying to keep your armpit nice and snug with the leather on the preacher curl. Another thing to make sure is that your elbows are staying down on the pad. If we limit those two variables of your shoulders being pinned down with your armpits nice and snug against the leather and your elbows down against the pad, we're able to just isolate that biceps and train it through a full range of motion. Again, the whole point of the movement is to feel and train the biceps so you can kind of mess with different grip widths. You can go wider, you can go more narrow, go where you feel the most squeeze in your biceps and you don't have any discomfort. A full range of motion means you're going almost all the way down to kind of like soft elbows at the bottom, and then you're pulling back up to the top, but not so far to where you're resting at the top. A big mistake we see in the biceps curl on the preacher curl is bringing that barbell straight over your elbow, and at that top you're not actually having any tension on the biceps, so try and keep the biceps in front of that point. Or if you're using a cable machine, this will actually change the direction in which the weight is pulled, which would keep your biceps engaged. The common mistakes we see are shoulders rounding forward, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, in addition to your butt coming up off of the seat when you're doing the preacher curl. And I would say the most common problem is just going flat out too heavy. The biceps aren't huge muscles, and you don't need to train them super heavy. So I see that a lot where people are compensating by shifting their shoulders around, their whole body's heaving forward and back. Get your ego in check and dial that weight back and make sure that you're actually training the muscle and not your entire body. One thing to remember is if you feel your back after training a biceps movement, you're probably doing it wrong. You want to dial back the weight a little bit so you can actually focus on working that targeted muscle group. Subscribe to the page and like the video. We will talk to you soon. Make sure you let us know what you want to see next, and stay tuned.